So we will talk about the Flutter. You can ask, what is Flutter? The Flutter is the SDK built for cross-platform application development by Google, and it targets Android, iOS, Windows, Mac, Web, and Fuchsia also. It is an upcoming OS from Google. So you can check the Flutter covers most of the OS which are available currently, and why we need a Flutter, and why we need to use Flutter for developing the application. When you're using one framework for developing any application, your UI will be consistent among the devices. Even you can maintain consistent UI among the phones as well as the large screens also, and it has good performance also. And why Flutter? It is strongly typed, means Flutter uses Dart as a developing language where it is strongly typed, and it is same, like by using Flutter you will be able to maintain same code base for all the platforms. And it is AOT compliance, means ahead of the time. It is compliance, means before, like you can see one major part where we will be showing about the hard reload kind of in the Flutter. So you'll be seeing the difference in that. And it is no web view, because most of the cross-platform development, they may use one common thing where web view, they will be rendering their framework in the web view and they will be showing the UI. So the Flutter don't use the web view for render their UI. And once you write your UI code and it works on the devices, it works on all the devices of the type. Like it doesn't varies between the manufacturer of the devices or OS versions. Once it is working, it will work for all the devices. And it makes easy, like if you want to develop using the native application frameworks, like you may need to learn Android API for iOS APIs, all those things you may need to learn. But here you can learn one framework where you can use that framework to develop the application for all the platforms. And what makes the difference, like these are the two current running framework, Vue and Flutter. And React Native, mostly if you check, most of the people, they go for the React Native because it is kind of, it provides the native kind of performance, and the behavior, it is almost near to the native application. But what is a major difference between the React Native and the Flutter? If you check, in React Native, there is one layer where you have the OEM widget, where they will be developing the widget for the particular OEMs, and that widget will be used to render your UI and show in the screen. But in the Flutter, it is not like that. You have a direct control on the canvas and the events. So there is no intermediate widgets. So you have the full control of your UI. So you can do whatever you want, and you can control whatever events you want of the devices. There is a major difference between the React Native and the Flutter. And if you check under the hood of the Flutter, these are the platform layer where you can have any platform like Android, iOS, Windows, Mac, all those things. And Flutter uses the engine where it uses the Skia. This is the rendering engine which uses it for drawing on the canvas. And Dart, and there is a platform channel also. If you want to write any of the native interaction methods, you can write using the platform channel, you can write it, and you can invoke the platform APIs. And if you check the framework, it has many things like widgets, rendering, animation, painting, gestures, and many of the things. But in most of the things, you may not be knowing all the detail of the framework, but you will be knowing how to use the framework and how you can develop the application by using the framework. In Flutter, if you want to develop any of the layout, it is a widget. Like each and every component in your UI is a widget. You will be using the widget to build the UI and the whole application is a widget. Like if you check, like I will show you in the next slides how the widgets are treated or how it is mapped and rendered. And there are huge number of different widget, like not only like widget is a base. So by using widget, you can develop your own components, or you can, the framework itself provide the components where you can use those components to develop your UI layout. As part of the framework, they released most of the widgets which are day-to-day used, and most of the developer used with one. It comes as part of the framework itself, so that you don't need to develop any new widgets. For example, here you can check where they had used the navigator to navigate to the next page, and what they want to return. Like in the next page, they have only the text where they're showing the text. This is just simple example. And if you come to the widgets, there are two types of widgets: stateless widget and stateful widget. Stateless widget means like you had written the code and the UI is not going to change. Means it is a kind of a static UI where you don't want to change any data at the runtime, or you don't want to give any user operation on the screen so that the UI doesn't change. So in that case, you can go for the stateless widgets, where, because there is some difference in the stateless and stateful also. Stateless may not keep on rendering your widget multiple times, means rebuilding, but stateful, because based on the state change, the widget build will rebuild the widget for your screen. You can check if you check the stateless widget, it has no states and it is immutable. All instance fields are final, and you'll be using the stateless widget where the screen doesn't changes, means your state doesn't change in that case. So if you come to the stateful widget, it has the states, and the state has mutable instance field that can be read synchronously, means you can change the state, and once you change the states, you can call set state to update your screen. And once you call the set state, the framework handles the UI widget updating, and what all widgets are related with the state. Based on that, it changes means it rebuilds the widgets. Like here, you can check one example, like counter example, where you have counter and the button in your UI, where once you click the button, you are incrementing the counter. So on click of, means on press of the raised button, you are calling the increment method. In increment method, you are called the state. Means set state means you want to change the state, and you are incrementing the counter. Means the counter is the state here, and the counter, like you are displaying that counter in your text widget. So once you increment it, automatically the framework refresh your widget and it shows the current counter. So this is the main difference between the stateless and stateful widget. And as I told in the first slide, where it is the app is full of widgets. So you can check in this hierarchical diagram where you'll be able to see it, all the levels, it are widgets. Text also is a widget, asset image also is widget. So it interconnected with the widgets. And if you, like, as I told, you have the full control on your UI or on your events. Like if you are rendering any of the widget, like you can see it is a blank. You'll get a full control on the canvas, what you want to render and where you want to render. All those control you will be able to get it. So it is blank. Like for example, I create one widget with empty childs, so I'll get a blank screen where I can add the childs and design my screen. So this is the main advantage of Flutter, where you will be having a full control of your layout. And as part of the framework, they had designed some widget means which will be reusable and which will be mostly used by many of the developers. And they had given some predefined widgets where you'll be like if you want to keep your you want to design the layout as a row kind of thing where you want to keep the childs in the row manner, so you can use the row widget and column. And it's a plain like because this will be aligning the childs based on the behavior of the row will be aligning in the horizontal way and column will be aligning in the vertical way. So in the container is nothing but there is no alignment. You can align where you want and you can place your widgets. So this is a simple, I had shown 6 widget where there are many n number of widgets you can use as part of the framework. And if you check the dependency management, like Flutter, why it is more popular means they had given the kind of plugin framework where you can write your own widgets or own components or own libraries, and you can ship those libraries for entire development community, where the community directly can use your library or your widget, which is ready-made one, and they can develop their application. So it mostly uses in the Flutter word, it's called as a pub. So you can use a pub and manage your all the packages. And if you can tell that like Flutter, because it is written in Dart and we want to write in the Dart, like how we can, like if you want to get a battery level of the phone, or you want to get whether the screen mode of your phone, how we can get. Flutter had provided one more option where you can write your native plugins. Native plugin is nothing but you are writing the plugin to interact with your core OS. Like means you will be writing for Android, you can write in Kotlin or Java, and you can we can call those Java methods from your Dart code itself and get the response from there. So that it doesn't make any difference of developing the native application in the Flutter. So you have full control on the hardware. So you can write for even for iOS also, you can write your native code, and you can call those native code from the Dart code. Here it has just given the plugin samples where you will be just getting the how you will be getting and how you will be sending that data to the means here is battery level. Battery plugin is the plugin, native plugin, where to get the native battery level, so that when you're using this method channel and trying to get the data of the native plugin, you'll be able to get directly, like here you can check the current battery level, you can directly call as a Dart code itself, you can get the battery levels. And like for example, it made so simple that even the plugin development, like in the pub, you can develop your own native plugins also and ship those plugins for the community. And most of the platform dependent native plugins are already available in the pub. We no need to write again the code, so we can download directly from the pub and we can directly use it. And as part of the framework, they give many of the things. One of the things is like icon, where they provide most of the icons which are required for the application development directly. You can use like icons dot, so that you will be able to get n number of icons. So directly you no need to have your own resources for the your application. You can directly use the framework icons also and use it directly. This is a simple hello world screen where you can see that they're using the stateless widget, because our hello world is not going to change. We are just showing the hello world and there is no operation on the screen. So we will be using the stateless widget. In the stateless widget, the build method, in the build where we will be having the container is nothing but this whole screen. So they set the color of the container to white, and they have the child. In the child, they have the column because they want to render two items. One is the Flutter icon and the other one is the text. So in the vertical manner, so they have the column where they're telling that for the column there are parameters where you can tell how you want to align. I want to align to the center, or you want to align to the start also, end also. This property can be set, and we can add the children's for the column, like what all children's you want to have in the column. Like here we have that Flutter logo, means this logo whatever we are showing in the screen, and we added a padding, and we added the text hello world directly. So simple to develop the simple screen you can see here as a UI code. And let's we can check how we can develop this. Like for example, if you check you want to write your native code for two platforms, like you have the friend list where you'll be showing the list of friends, and this is in the Android and this is in the iOS. If you want to develop the code in native, you want to write two code base, and because most of the, like if you write Android code, it will be themed to the Android style, and if you want to write to the iOS, it will be themed to the iOS. So if you write a native code separately, the both styles will not be same. It will be depend on the platform. But if you are writing in the Flutter, the both you can see here, the both theme remains same. Okay. Here friend is a Poja object where we have the avatar name and email, what we need to show in the screen. And here they'd use the stateful widget, because the friend list can be changed, because they can get the friend from the remote location also, and render those friends in the UI. So here they'd use the stateful widget, and they kept as a friends as a state. And if you check on init, means it's kind of init state. When the stateful widget inits, this method will be called, and they're loading the friends. They're loading the friend from the remote location and applying that state, those data to the friends state. So once the friends data is updated, the UI will be rendering the data. So here you can see this much kind of complex UI, where you are displaying the image, text, all those things. You can complete that part in this simple code. And as part of the Flutter, it comes with a number of tools where you can use those tools for debugging purpose. Where the first one is the performance overlay, where it tells on how many frames per second your UI is rendering, so that you can debug it whether you are performing some high performance consuming tasks in the UI. That you can directly know from this tool, so that when you render your screen, it tells on which frame per second your UI is rendering. And even you can inspect each and every widgets, and you can see how it is aligned, all those things with this tool. Flutter is not only limited for the simple screens, like even with like complex screens, like here you can see where they have kind of complex part where they had cutted the image, and they're showing the avatar with the rounded image, all those things. So we can see how we can develop directly with simple logic with this UI. Like we will go with the old example itself, where we will show the list of friends. Once we click, we will show the detail of the friends. So from the first UI, when you tap on the list item, we will be navigating to the friend with screen. In the friend screen, we'll show the details. Like here you can see, like this is a one widget where you have the path where you can clip. Like here you can see this is a one full image that clipped this part exactly, and they made it with a different color. So you can design your UI also according to your requirements. And you can use a stack to put the element over the base elements, and you can arrange your widgets according to your UI design. Here you can see here, like they have the buttons where they want to place it and what color for the button they can give directly here. And this part of the widget also can be designed, and how it is designed, you can check it. And this for the tab where we have the different tab options where there's skills, all those things, it will be displayed. Even tab bar comes as part of the framework widget. Directly you can use the tab bar and you can design your layout. So these are the image from the network. We download it and we show the image, and grid view, where this is also native widget. We can use grid view and directly show the images in the grid view part. So you can see, like, by using all the native widgets itself, how we can develop your whole entire application, how it can be done, that we can see here. And here the one example I'll give, where you want to, like in Android, we have the kind of animation where we want to click, where we click on the list, the image expands and it shows, means it is the same image used here and here. So this is the kind of, they call in the Flutter, they call it as hero one, where when you click on this, this image expands and it shows in the new screen. So this also, Flutter has given many useful inbuilt widgets from the as part of the framework. So this is one of that one. We can use it. And if you check the drawbacks for the Flutter, we need to learn the new UI layout design code, and we need to learn the Dart for this. And we have the documents, but it is not as popular as a React or React Native part. And it is because it is developed by Google, so full control will be with the Google. And heart update, because most of the product development companies, they will expect that they should have the heart update, where they can just update part of the app at runtime. So this also not supported as currently. And however, it is when you compare to the drawbacks, there are many advantages. Like one is heart reload. Heart reload is nothing but when you are developing the code itself, you can see the output directly. Means in Android and all iOS, you need to, once you write the code, you need to change. Now nowadays in Android also, the heart reload concept it is coming. So but in Flutter it is so easy that, and UI works same in all the devices and all the manufacturer. It doesn't change in any of the platforms. Once you write one UI, it can be used in anywhere. And you can use, because you can create a complex UI also with the Flutter. Even some of the game engines also, they are trying to develop with the Flutter, so that because it is high performance UI framework, so they can do all the things whatever they want in the Flutter. Next, we will check one simple example, like how to use the Flutter, and means how, if you want to start with the Flutter, how we can do. Like you can download the Flutter from Flutter website, and if you want to create the application, they have the command line CLI. You can use that command line. It is useful, and means for creating a project, or for managing the project, or for downloading the plugins, all those things you can directly use the Flutter CLI. So here I'm creating the Flutter project, where I can mention like for iOS, which language I want to use, for Android, which language I want to use for the native part. If you want to write the native code, then you can specify the language, or if you don't want to have any of the native code, directly you want to write full of your logic with the Dart, you can write directly in the Dart also. And I'm giving the package and the project name. Once it is created, your code will look like this, where you have the Android native code, where you can have your own native plugin. If you want to develop your native plugin, where you can write your code in the Android part. And similar to that, you have in the iOS, and lib. Lib is the main folder where all the Flutter dot code resides. Like this is a counter program which comes as part of the framework when you create a project. Like here we can see Okay, as I told, it is mostly a widget tree where they have the main app. It is a stateless widget because in the main screen they don't want to change any state. These also one widget, and in the build method they have the, because currently I had written for Android, so as part of framework itself they provide multiple kind of themes where you can design for Android or design for iOS, or you can design your own also. That flexibility also is provided. And I kept as home as my home page. My home page is also a stateful widget because I'm going to change the counter. Like here I have the text with the counter, so I'm going to change the counter, so I need a state. So here the counter is the state. So if you check the counter in the build method, they have the app bar where we can show the app bar here, and they'd use the in the body they'd use the center widget, and inside center they'd use the column to display the two text view, means text widget. So here you can see, like I can perform the operation. It clearly updates the counts. So I told in my presentation auto reload. Like here you can see, like in the text in the app bar, I'm showing a Flutter demo homepage. Like if I want to change the homepage, I am removing the page. Here just I save. So this is the auto reload. Directly you can see it directly changes. You don't need to perform anything or means rebuild again. Or you want to add any of the one more text view here. So it updates within milliseconds. So it gives full control to you, and it provides more developer friendly tools to develop your application in the faster way and to develop the application for the cross platform. I'm done with my presentation.